Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T92, the Tier 8 American Premium Light Tank. It's got the CDS, Bounty Exhaust, and I think there was something else there as well before I can get the word out. Okay, it's Aurorik78 Day. Yes, the master of light tanks is giving us a master class on how to play these beasts. And he's starting off with the T92, which he told me is his favourite light tank. I wouldn't have thought that, but it is an interesting tank. It's got quite a history, and so obviously it's quite a good one to start with. Now he's plucked himself right in the middle of the field, exactly where you would not expect a light tank to be, because of course on this map most people go to the rock and hide behind that, but no, he's decided to put himself in the bush. That means if any enemy goes up the middle groove or the gully, he's not going to be spotted, even by proximity spot, because he's too far away from them for that to happen. In the meantime, he's getting spotting on a number of enemy tanks. He spotted the VK and he got some damage off that guy. He's also spotting a squall over there. It's a tier 8 game with tier 8 tanks in it. And this is not the only replay, by the way. We've got loads of replays. He sent me these replays in June after he did a video which we featured it on the Batchat 25 ton. But we've got some more of those as well coming up in a very short while. Yes, there's just going to be loads and loads of Aurorik78 today. And he will be playing occasionally with his usual platoon mate from SAMS, who goes by the name of Kaida Masu, but we call him Duffy. It's much easier to call him Duffy, actually. There's a lot of action going on, but he's not really involved in it at the moment. He got his initial spots, and what he's doing is at the moment he's actually just keeping his teammates supplied with information. That's what a light tank is supposed to do. Just sit in a bush and spot the enemy, and therefore be helpful. Look at that. ELC-M90 decided to pop up and try and spot on our guys, and he got hammered for it. In fact, taken out the game with one shot. Now, it's a 76mm main gun. It's the same gun as on the M41 Bulldog. Yep, it's actually the same one, but this tank was designed with the basis of it being an airborne tank that would actually be airdropped over enemy territory. So it's a bit like the AMX CLC in that sense. In fact, it's exactly like the AMX CLC, because that was a light tank also designed for the same purpose. Air portable, able to move, and then be effective. It's very tiny as well. It's not a very big tank, but it's only, as I say, 76mm, so it's only capable of 150 alpha and 189mm pen with standard APCR with the high explosive range that's showing it there. High explosive anti-tank is the premium round, and that's 150 with 230mm of pen. But of course, Aurorik doesn't use premium shells. Oh, look at this guy, this T69. How sweet. He's decided to pop up here and try and use the bush, but he's completely lit, and therefore he's going to get taken out by a T44-100, who's definitely after him. And of course, Aurorik supplied the information, and he thanks the guy for it, and yeah, he likes it too. Okay, he's telling the guy to pull back because there are enemy tanks on the move towards our cap area. Okay, so he gets one shot in. Did he get spotted? No, because he's got absolutely fabulous camo. Even though he fired, the enemy didn't see him. This renegade goes down with that round. Now, did he get spotted? Yes, he did. That time round, he did get spotted. But he's dived down into the gully. It's going to change position. Now, this thing does 60 kilometers an hour top speed. And that's actually true for the real thing, because it really did zoom around the battlefield fairly quickly. He's also got very good camo rating. I believe that he actually did share his camo rating with me, but I'm sure he'll put that in the notes so you know, because of course masters of light tanks need to know their camo exactly so that they know how efficient they actually are. Okay, fired one into the Emil 1951. He did get spotted. Needs to move. Managed to escape without getting hit. And, oh, now he's got problems because that is a Barask. He's got a 105mm main gun, and he can do a lot of damage from 2-shot autoloader. The gun on this tank is actually a semi-automatic loader. There's a crew of 4. It's commander, gunner, loader, and of course the driver. And if the seating arrangements, by the way, you can tell, you see these turrets, these armored turrets on top of the tank. The commander's on the right side. The gunner is on the left side. Oh, that's another kill. So that's 3 now. And the loader is sitting behind them in the hull, and he's got access to a number of shells. In fact, he's got a 70-round ready rack, and he's got a 24-round ammunition dispenser situated behind the commander, and 28 rounds stowed in 2 separate compartments. So, yeah, a lot of rounds available. The rear of the vehicle's also got a bladder-style fuel tank as well, so it's very compact in there. Now, the gun is actually upside down. I know you say, why is it upside down? Well, that's actually to help with the semi-automatic loader. So, yes, the loader just puts the shells into the semi-automatic. It just shoots the round into the tank, into the gun. And you can see it's actually pivoting around a particular point. So, sometimes you'll see the end of the barrel pop up. It's also got an ejection device, which you do find today in some Soviet tanks, or even the Russian tanks, the modern ones, which automatically kicks out the spent round at the after it's fired. And this is the last enemy. Oh, we took a big hit, but he's an automatic actually, that guy. And the kill shot comes in from the Scorpion, and that wins the game. And that's the first battle featuring Aurorik78. Here's the end of battle results for the first game, and that was the second-class tank for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the T92. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. Yes, he did get 4 exactly in this one. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, and a fire pro effect for doing more damage than hit points of his own vehicle. His win rate from this one was 2,890, which is Unicum level. He didn't get a huge amount of spotting, but he did get enough to do the job. When it came to the team scores, we can see that the highest damage in this game actually went to the Emil 1951, who got 3,086 hit points of damage. Second highest was the Renegade on our team with 3,016. And the third highest damage was the XM57 on our team with 2,838. That guy got a cool-headed. The KV5 got a cool-headed. The Barask on our team got a cool-headed. And Aurorik didn't get any medals at all. He got 1,094 hit points of damage, which meant that he actually was beaten by 4 members of the enemy team and 6 members of his own team. He was in 11th when it came to actual damage. When it came to kills, though, he was tops. He got 4 kills in this game. He picked off some of the wounded ones fairly easily, but of course he got some important kills as well. He stopped the enemy from spotting on our guys, yes, he did get targets of opportunity, but he went in there to try and get the last enemy kill as well. 2 kills went to the Renegade, the Scorpion, the T44-100, who actually got a kill based on Aurorik's spotting, the XM57 as well, and on the enemy team, 3 tanks got 2 kills, the GeForce 1008, the Lorraine 15551, and the Barask on the enemy team. So good job that he got away from that guy, because otherwise that might have been a problem, but then he got revenge on the guy by coming up behind him and shooting him in the rear. When it came to base XP, he's tops. He got 1,015. In fact, he's the only player to get over the 1,000 base, with the Renegade getting 961 and the T44-100 getting 888. He fired 11 rounds, only 11, got 10 direct hits and 9 penetrations, all with standard ammo. 1,094 hit points of damage, all done at close range. 1 hit received, it was a penetrating shot. That was from the GeForce. 8 enemy vehicles were spotted, 5 enemy vehicles were damaged, 4 were killed, and he got 1,903 hit points for spotting assist in the game. On a premium count, he made 61,938 credits, And he also made 9,289 experience points out of that one, including a mission completion of 6,092. Now, I think you can see that this replay actually took place in January of this year. I didn't actually receive the replay location or the URL until Aurorik sent to me in June, but it's been sitting around in my to-do list until then, and I do apologize for Aurorik for that, because other replays kept coming up in the way, and of course my illness did cause it to get delayed a little bit. But anyway, I've done it now, and there's more to come. So let's have a look at his second replay. Okay, we've got the second game for you to watch, and this time round we're on the Serene Coast map, and we've got also Duffy. He's in the APMX30, and Will the Storia, he's in the Shrek TVP. Game on! Now, I didn't get to finish the whereabouts the crew are in this vehicle. Obviously, it's important to know that the commander is on the right-hand side of that armoured turret, either side of the gun, and the gunner is on the left-hand side. We know that because the commander has the heavy machine gun, and it's the gunner who has the light machine gun, and that's where they are. The loader's sitting behind them. Obviously, he's shoving those shells into the breach. And notice how, as well, Aurorik's sitting out in the open. Yeah, he's actually in the open, but they can't see him because he's got such good camo. And of course, he's not firing on the enemy. Now, he is marking the enemy for his teammates to hit. And some of his teammates, especially his two platoon mates, Will and Duffy, and they're firing at the enemy. Oh, and they've got a kill. And that was Duffy getting that kill. Yes, I know it says something else, but he asked if I could just call him Duffy, and yeah, I'm perfectly happy with that. Okay, so now he's moving into enemy territory to try and get some more spots. And this is where he really becomes useful as a light tank. Oh, he spotted somebody. Dives into the bush. Now, he did get spotted, so obviously he needs to get to cover quick. Otherwise, he could be on the receiving end of a shell. This tank doesn't have much in the way of armor. The heaviest armor is on the front of the hull. It's only 31.8 millimeters thick. And the top front of the turret is only 28.6. And he's found the enemy Shrek. And ideally, he needs to get help from his teammates on this one, because that guy is quite dangerous. He's not the only one there. And because we're bushed at the moment, yeah, we can get shots on these guys without fear of them spotting us. In fact, our teammates are actually moving towards the enemy cap to the right of us. And look at those shots going in. Definitely got some spotting assist there. He's got the communications expert working. There you go, down below. By the way, the gunner, he's in front of the turret. So, yeah, so that makes up the rest of the crew. The engine's up front as well. Now, this little light tank was actually designed between 1954 and 1958. They did make two prototypes, and there he's got his first kill. Takes out the Shrek. Yeah, they made two prototypes, but why didn't get mass produced? Well, he gets one round into the Object 704, and now he's going to come back behind the guy and start shooting into his rear. Oh, look at this, with impunity. One more to kill. Oh, he didn't get the kill, but he will this time. I think that 704 rather, just given up at that point. And he's just spotted the enemy Arty, the M53, M55, making a dash for it. Oh, he takes a round from a Progetto. Okay, so now he will have to try and avoid that auto reloader. But he is getting spotting, so it's helping. And the BZ-176, and he can put a round into that guy. Now, why didn't it actually get proposed? Why didn't it actually go ahead? They built 2 prototypes, so they knew that they could do it. But the reason it didn't go ahead was because the Soviets made a light tank called the PT-76. Oh, he's going to circle jerk this Progetto, who can't turn his turret fast enough. And there you go. Oh, the Arty's coming after him. Well done, Arty player. You're the last person to die. And that was a fitting end to a good game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the T92. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills in this game. He got 4 exactly. He also got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, and a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. His win rate on this one was 6,389, which is super unicum and a lot more, and exactly what we'd expect. And the battle only lasted 4 minutes and 27 seconds because he gave his team exactly what they needed to know, where the enemy was, so that they could then take them out. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage. That actually went to the Grom on his team, who picked up a high caliber and 4,327 hit points of damage. Second highest went to the Kampfpanzer 50 Ton, who managed 3,446. And third highest damage was the Toro on his team with 2,753. Aurorik picked up 1,885, which means he beat all but one on the enemy team, and there were 5 members of his own team ahead of him, so he's in 7th place when it comes to damage. But when it came to kills, he's top. He's got 4 kills in this one. 3 kills went to the Grom, and 2 kills went to the AP AMX-30 of Duffy, and 2 kills also went to Will Destoria. Actually, it is Will Destoria, yes, I didn't read his name correctly. And on the enemy team, their Kampfpanzer 50 Ton and their Batchat 25 Ton, both got 2 kills as well. But only 4 players on the enemy team actually got kills. And when it came to base XP, he got that one as well. So he's got the top in 2 columns. 1,379 went to Aurorik, 1,321 went to the Grom, and 1,004 went to the Object 274A, and they were the only players who managed to make it over 1,000 base. And we can see as well that Duffy managed to get 717, 1,190 damage, 2 kills and 717, and Will Destoria managed to get 954, 2 kills and 713. So he was definitely getting a lot of spotting from them. So let's have a look at the detail. He fired 18 rounds in this one, 16 direct hits on the enemy, but only 14 penetrations, 1,885 hit points of damage, of which 153 were at more than 300 meters. 2 hits received from the enemy, both penetrations, I'm afraid. Well, doesn't have very thick armor. 6 enemy vehicles spotted, 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 2,959 hit points of spotting assist, and that's how he managed to get the ace tanker. On a premium count, he made 100,301 credits from this game, and he also managed to pick up 5,378 experience points as well. So a very good game using standard ammo only, because of course Aurorik doesn't believe in premium ammo. He just likes to use standard ammo and just hit them where they're weak and get them on the armor. It's all the question of learning exactly where they are weakest. Anyway, that's the end of the second battle, but we've got a third one to show you. So let's go into that one straight away. And the third replay is on the Glacier map. And again, we've got Duffy and Will the Destoria. Yes, I'll get his name right eventually. And this time round, Duffy's in the ISU 152K, which is the premium tier 8 Soviet tank destroyer with the big BL-10 gun. And yes, you can see 3 marks of excellence on that T92 barrel. Yes, he really does play this quite a lot and he enjoys it. Okay. Right, battle is underway, and he's making his way right over to the enemy side of the map, over near the pools. Okay, oh, he's been spotted. And in fact, the reason he was spotted was that Blesk, I think. But he's using the pools to creep up on the enemy. I think he's gone unspotted now. Yes, I'm pretty sure he is unspotted, and now he's just sitting in the bush. And the M60 doesn't know he's, well, he knows somebody's there, but he just doesn't know where exactly. Just like with Steve Walst, he's actually hiding in a bush, which is not much more than a twig. He would have been spotted there, surely. No, he wasn't. Would you believe it? Even though he fired from the bush, he wasn't seen because the M60 was behind cover at the time, and so he was double bushed. I mean, really, that is not a bush, but I mean, yeah, I suppose he is concealed. No sides of the vehicle are spotted. In fact, now he's just spotted a Skoda T50 way back in the enemy territory near the spawn point. So far, 3 kills, all on the enemy team. Damage is going in. I think he can shoot that guy without being spotted. He does. And oh, he has been tracked. He's getting high rolls as well. And the Wizzy goes down. Amazing how he creeps up on the enemy. Well, the enemy can't even see him. He's here. Okay, just a quick peek through the bush. See if we can spot where the enemy team are near their cap area. There should be that Skoda T50 and another tank as well. Can't see them. So he might have to get a bit closer. Of course, this is the version of Glacier before they made the recent changes. And it's a tier 10 game with tier 8 tanks in it. And he's found the Badger. And he fires around into the Badger. Oh, this is really terrorizing the enemy. So funny. Well, the Badger's gone. And there's no Arty for him to take out here. But there is a Skoda T50 somewhere. There he is. Oh, it's a Nomad. Oh, spotted the Nomad. And there's the Scorpion G. And there's another Scorpion as well. Well, the Scorpion does try to come down. Oh, he flipped him. He flipped him for a moment. And he's running away. Oh, yes, he took one big 128mm round from that Scorpion G. Skoda, he's found the Skoda. And there goes the Scorpion G. And that's his spotting as well. So he's done just under 7,000 hit points of spotting so far, and 1,430 of actual damage. And he's found the Skoda again, but that shot didn't hit the target. But now he's got his teammate here. He can shoot this guy with impunity as long as he's not looking in our direction. And there's the kill shot, which goes to Will the Destroyer. And that's it. That's the end of the game. Okay, the third battle is another ace tanker for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the T92. You've got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. Fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle. He got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. As well as a patrol dude, you've been the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were being damaged. His win rate in this one, 2,865, which is Unicum level, but he was doing mostly spotting this one rather than actual damage. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in this game turned out to be the DBV152 on his own team, who goes by the name of War Daddy Jr. 4,495 hit points of damage went to him, with the second place going to the T57 Heavy on the enemy team with 4,432. And the third highest damage was the Latstrip 120 on his own team with 2,747. You see, Aurorik picked up 1,716 hit points of damage. He beat all but 2 on the enemy team and 4 on his own team, which means that he was in 7th place when it came to damage. When it came to kills, he didn't make any kills at all in this game, but he did spot for a lot of them. 5 kills went to the DBV152, 3 kills went to Will the Destroyer, and I will get his name right eventually. And also 2 kills went to the Latstrift 120 on our own team and the Type 71 on our own team. And on the enemy team, their IS-3 got 2 kills as well. And when it came to base XP, he's tops. He's got 1,526. The next highest is the DBV152 with 1,020. And they were the only ones who managed to make it over 1,000 base, with the Shrek getting 889. Of course, that's Will the Destroyer. And Duffy is way down here. He got 1,274 hit points of damage, 1 kill, and 674. So he didn't get a whole lot of luck, Duffy, in this one, mainly because targets weren't presenting themselves to him. But Will actually did follow up and chase after Aurorik to try and get shots on the enemy Capiria victims. So, yes, unfortunately, it wasn't a 15-0 win, but it was a 15-4, but it was still an exciting battle. He fired 15 rounds, got 13 direct hits and 11 penetrations, 1,716 hit points of damage, all of it done at close range. Received 1 hit. It was a penetration that came from the Scorpion G, unfortunately. Big hit. 6 enemy vehicles spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, and none killed, but 7,383 hit points of spotting assist in this game, and that got him the ace tanker. On a premium count, he made 179,286 credits from this game, and he also picked up 13,963 experience points, including 9,156 for a mission completion event. So you can see, with a small little light tank, a small little American tier 8 light tank, you can get a huge amount of credits, and you don't have to do a lot of killing. All you have to do is a lot of spotting, and you can get the results. Obviously, it does help to have very good camera rating, and he certainly did in this game, because I don't think those tanks could actually see him, even though he was just basically hiding in twigs, which is something that Steve Waltz does on this gaming channel. And so we have seen Aurorik78 appear on Steve's channel, so might be that we might see Aurorik and Steve playing together on the Ramaganza, which is taking place next weekend. So if you do want to see a really great time, do drop into the Ramaganza that's taking place on Steve's Twitch channel, and I'll put a link to that so you can actually go there. It's happening Saturday afternoon. Anyway, let's have a look at the 4th battle. Yes, he's got a 4th one. The last replay is on the Serene Coast map again. And unfortunately, Wargaming's error means that we've got no engine sound, which is a pity, really, because I wanted to talk about the engine in this video. Well, he squeezed himself between those tanks as they were engaged in a traffic jam, and he's off to the same spot as before to try and spot the enemy and get early spots. So what is there about the engine? Well, it's an 8-cylinder opposed piston gasoline engine developing 340 horsepower, and yes, so it's actually at the front of the vehicle on the opposite side to the driver, if I remember correctly. And why is that important? Well, it's a very lightweight engine, and it needs to be lightweight because this thing's only 18 tons, sorry, in total, because as I mentioned, it's an airborne light tank. Now, the reason they didn't actually go ahead and build it, I didn't get to finish that off because I mentioned a Soviet light tank called the PT-76. Well, the Americans heard about this and they realized or found out that the PT-76 was an amphibious tank, and therefore they thought that this light tank, the T92, needed to be amphibious as well, but they couldn't make it amphibious basically because it was so lightweight and so small. Therefore, they decided in the end to cancel this tank altogether, which is a great pity, really, because it's actually very effective. As I said, it is Aurorik78's favourite tank. And you can see here, in the middle of this battle, He's sitting out in the open. He's not sitting in a bush or anything. And even if the enemy were to blind hit the bushes, well, they wouldn't get anything because he's not in them. But he's doing exactly the same as he did before, only this time round the enemy did deploy to the peninsula. And you can see there's a few enemy tanks nearby, including a P-44 Pantera. And that guy just unloosed all his shells. And so, yes, we've just fired one, and he poked his nose out. And, yeah, Duffy, this time in the ISU-152K, took him out. Now, we haven't got Will the Historia in this one. He's not in this game. It's Charmer Victim. He's also in the SAMS clan. And look at this. Lerva's taking rounds in the rear. And he's gone. Now it's the Turtle's turn to receive a bit of rear prodding. And he's gone. But we didn't get the kill on that one. That went to the AMX-50-100. As you can see, thanks to Aurorik's work, they're already 5 up on the enemy. And he's now headed across the bridge into enemy territory. It does take a little away from the game that you can't get sound, but you wouldn't believe the number of times I tried to restart this game to get the sound, and it just didn't work. Well, we can tell you that the Object 168G isn't AFK, and he's just shooting at that guy, alternately aimed on, whilst he's keeping his eyes out to see what's going on. Looks like the 168G was ammo-racked. He didn't get to kill it completely because this Prototipo's come in and he misses with his first shot, or rather the Prototipo does. But now we're circling him and the Object 168G, using that for cover. Well, the Prototipo's down and now it's just the 168, and he comes to life just after, just before he dies. So it must have been a bit annoying for him that he was absent for most of the battle, and when he comes to life, he's suddenly dead because there's a tank behind him. Another Prototipo 6 coming in, but he is taking fire. Okay, we might be able to get some damage on him. Yep, we locked on. Didn't get through, but yes, he is killed. And now we've got a Charlemagne over here. Heavy tank. And he's turning to face us, so you're going to have to zip past him at high speed. And still pumping rounds in. Can't turn his turret fast enough. And whilst he's trying to aim at us, he's actually getting hammered by our teammates. And now we ram killed him. And that was the last kill of the game for Aurorik78. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first-class tank for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the T92. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. His win rate in this one was 8,456, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. So let's have a look at the team score. And look at that, he's got the highest damage in the game. 2,710 hit points went to Aurorik. The second highest damage turned out to be, yes, Duffy got it, 1,943 to him. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the AMX-50-100 on his team with 1,898. The best that the enemy could do was Emil, who got 1,875, just behind the AMX-50-100. You can see that Trauma Victim, way down the table, didn't get any kills, but he did get damage on the enemy. And unfortunately, he did die during that game. When it came to kills, the top scorer was in fact the AMX-50-100. He got 4 kills out of that one. 2 kills went to Aurorik and the SU-130PM on his team. And on the enemy team, their Shrek managed 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, it's Aurorik again. Yes, so he's got the highest on damage, highest on base XP in this one. 1,245 base experience points went to Aurorik. 1,035 went to the AMX-50-100. They were the only ones who managed to make it over 1,000 base. And in third place, we've got a Prototipo 6 with 848. Aurorik fired 22 rounds in this game, so a lot more active. He got 20 direct hits on the enemy and 18 penetrations. 2,710 hit points of damage, all of it at close range. One hit received. Yes, it was a penetrating shot, and it was the Prototipo, I think, who came in to try and defend his team. Bit too late, though. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 2, and did 1,876 hit points of spotting assist in the game. On a premium count, he made 119,276 credits from that game. And he also got 11,394 experience points, including a mission completion of 7,472. So 4 fantastic games in the T92, showing that it's actually quite a useful tank in your inventory because it is so flexible. It's very light, very small, dashes about the place, got great camo if you fit it up correctly. And I'm sure Aurorik will share his camo loadout, so how he's actually been able to get this tank so he can sit in the open and the enemy just can't even see him, because it is an interesting tank. And hopefully you'll be watching, because we've got more replays coming up featuring Aurorik78, including some Batchat 25-ton games. Yes, because he's now actually using a Batchat 25-ton as a light tank. Yes, it's a medium tank in the game, but he's actually worked out that he can win games with a Batchat 25-ton. So do stick around for that. I hope you enjoyed all of these replays on the T92. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.